So I'm going to be explaining on how I created my model in Autodesk Maya for my CA2 for 3D modeling. So basically this is the axe that is based off of a video game called World of Warcraft. And this is what I chose to create for my project. So what I did was I imported in my images that I took myself from a website called Wowhead. I went to views, I imported my top, my side, and my front. And these are my turnarounds that are here to help me sculpture and mold my 3D model. So I'm just going to go and hide my image plane there. So I started off from my haft, I went into modeling, I created my polygon cylinder, then I went into object mode and I basically pulled and molded my haft. I did the same with the eye and the pommel, and I went on and I created my axe body, which this part I've created using a polygon cube. I mostly used the vertex method, so I clicked each of these vertices and I pulled them and molded them in a way that would suit and that would form my axe. I did the exact same with the placings here at the front. Same with the skull. With the skull I created using my polygon sphere. I went in and I molded it the same way. I chose the eye area, I pulled those parts down and I molded it into my skull. Same with the rest of my model. The trickiest part would probably be the filigree here, this part here. This part here I've created using the extrusion or the extrude method. So I started off by creating one side using a polygon cube, then I extruded one of the faces to create the other side, and I kept following on from there to create the filigree part of my axe. I've also grouped a lot of these little parts into one big group. It just makes everything easier and it's good housekeeping. I try my best to name everything and try to keep it as clean as I can. I also have my layers here that I have imported or added my parts into so that I am able to hide each part of my axe. Basically, I'll show you now. So if I hide each part of these, you can see that each part is within its own layer. So there's many different parts to my axe. I also have my image plane, so I can just hide my imported images in whenever I need to. So basically, yeah. And also what I did was, for my texturing, I selected each individual parts myself and I applied a new material, and I chose for my axe I chose standard surface, and I just colored in each part myself. So I'll show you now. So yeah, so I basically colored each of these parts in myself, so to add texture to my axe and model. I've implemented in these cameras to take a rendered image of my model, and I've also added a dome light to allow me to render those images and for those images to be visible when I use my cameras. So yeah, so this is basically my output. This is the end result of my project. Thank you for listening.